Research shows that 95% of whom we are by the age of 35 is the set of same memorized thoughts, behaviors, and actions that we have lived over and over again. I may think positive, I may think abundant, but how can I deny my current reality? There are no coincidences. We are co-creating incidences. Opportunities everywhere. But are we preparing ourselves? So it is not your job to manifest.
Words hold power to heal, inspire, and awaken. But when words spoken by an enlightened master, they give a proper clarity, meaning, and purpose, and therefore which will widen our world, right? Now, we all have lived the wisdom that we have gained through our master, Brahmarshi Patriji, and as well as all the spiritual masters. And we're all in oneness, right? So that's how I see it. Now, a beacon of that, a beacon of the light through words, we have words of wisdom. So I once again welcome you all to WOW, Words of Wisdom. Our special bi weekly edition is how I call it, our Spiritual Sunday session, which will open the windows to infinite possibilities, empower us to walk in the path of liberation, and lead us to true oneness. Now, it is key to understand that oneness comes from the knowledge that you gain, which happens to these sessions. So, today, for this week, we have a special guest, right? A guest who is a spiritual teacher, who is a transformation coach, and some say he's a successful entrepreneur, but it is more than that. I just met him recently. He's more than a successful entrepreneur, he's a conscious entrepreneur. That's how I see him, who graciously integrates inner wisdom with outer success. And he's also a founder of the Daga Foundation and the chairman of Pyramid Valley International. How I see it, the PVI is more like a portal that we have, one of the portals that we have on the living earth, which is giving us a true potential, purpose, and abundance and joy. And see, too many tags attached, right? So there is only one person who deserves all these tags, which is none other than Shreans Daga ji. Thank you very much, Shreyans, for joining us. And just 30 seconds, if there is any new meditator or anyone who is coming to our PSSM family, just a small note, guys. Shreyans is the most down to earth master that I met in my life. And I just met recently, and I have very fresh knowledge about what kind of wisdom he shares with more than 30 years of deep spiritual practice. And I learned that his studies in quantum physics, neuroscience, breathwork, manifestation, and he has guided hundreds of global spiritual masters. And he's a living testament of our transformation, the profound transformation that's possible with a combination of ancient wisdom and modern science. Shreyans, thank you very much for taking your time. And it was an honor meeting you in person, and I'm very much happy to see you again. Welcome.
Thank
Wow.
Thank you, Naresh. And it was really my pleasure that meeting all of you in Dallas. It was beautiful. Thank you for inviting me, for organizing such a beautiful event. So it was really my pleasure too to meet you, Naresh, and everyone of the team, such beautiful people. I felt as if I know you all since years, never felt that we met for the first time. So thank you. And thanks for that glorious introduction. I see the image behind you, Naresh, of Seth. And he is one of the foremost or the pioneer who spoke about manifestation in such a profound way. And one of his quote is very popular, which we have learned from Patri sir also, that we create our own reality, right? And simple sentence, but it sums up everything. That it's so empowering for all of us that we are the creators of our life, right? Another quote I also remember of Seth is, you get what you concentrate upon. There's no other main rule. So again, the power of your thought, the power of our intention, he talks about. And then he says, there's no other main rule. I like the second line very. He said, that's all. What you give your attention to, what you give your intention to, is what you create in your life. So, so today I'm going to talk to you more in a informal way, and feel free to interrupt me, Naresh, in between for any clarification.
Sure.
So, friends, we all talk about manifestation. In fact, 2024, the Oxford Dictionary, the word for the year was manifestation. It was one of the most Googled word, manifestation. So, yes, we are born here on this planet to create, right? We are born as creators, but many times we'll end up living as reactors, right? So, and that is our purpose, that we came to this planet, to this earth as a school to learn our unfinished business, to learn our lessons, what we have not yet learned, and to be powerful creators, to acknowledge ourselves and to give a proof to ourselves that we are the creators of our life, and not just of our life, but of all the life that flows through us, right? It is that it is our energy, it is our light that sustains the whole universe, the whole quantum field, which gives everything came from that because of our consciousness. It is our consciousness that creates. Now, since we're born, we've been hypnotized to believe that change happens outside of us, right? We need that, um, we need something to do outside to create what we want in our life, right? Whatever we have learned from our mother, father, teacher, preacher, minister, friends, a religion, a nation, everything tells us that change happens outside of us. So if you want to create something, if you want to create a new reality, to manifest something, you need to do something, right? And and that's how we've been living our life, right? That's how we've been conditioned to believe that mm, uh, we have to keep doing something to create what we want in our life, and which is also one way of creating. But the truth is, the creation happens not through action. The creation happens through vibration. The actual creation happens through vibration. And what changes our vibration, what influences our vibration is our thoughts and our emotion. Now, the challenge is that we are born in a situation, we are born in circumstances. As we go through our life's offerings, as we go through some challenging situation, through adversities, through problematic, through problems, or some contrasting situations, we get caught in that vicious cycle, because it is the condition outside which determines our emotion, right? If the condition outside is happy, we feel happy. If the condition outside is painful or challenging, we feel the pain, we feel the fear, we feel the anger, we feel the resentment, we feel the challenge within, and that changes our vibration. As long things were good, there was a good momentum, things were good outside, you felt good inside, and that good inside created a momentum, and then created another good, and things were fine. But the moment we are faced with the challenges, the moment we are faced with adversities, now there's a problem, right? Now we feel the fear. We are in the survival mode. We're in a flight and fight mode, right? And then and then the momentum changes. Now it creates more fear, more anger. The thoughts of those limited thinking comes up. We become more narrow focused, you know, and then our reality starts changing, because then our vibration changes, and according to that vibration our reality again starts changing. So now more challenges, And when we are caught, and that lead to negative emotion, we create, then we draw or we attract more challenges in our life, and we continue to live in that vicious cycle. And that can go on for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I've seen people living for in that vicious cycle for practically their whole life. One major business loss happened, and they never recovered from that loss. Almost, I mean, I've seen people like 30 years back, they had some major business loss and they never recovered from that loss. Not that because they didn't want it to, but they were ignorant about how the law of attraction works. Friends, what is important is to understand law of attraction. When we say we create our own reality, what makes that reality possible? What makes that happening possible? What makes it happen is the law of attraction. Right? Same way as law of gravity. When somebody says, oh, if you drop something, it will fall down. It will go down only. Right? When you walk, when anything, I cannot say that, if I am jumping from a building, I will fly in the air. But if you jump from the building, you will fall down. No, it's not. The law is universal. The law is applicable to you and me equally. The same way is the law of attraction. It is equal. It is applicable to you and me equally. Now we've been told about positive thinking. Think positive. Now, yes, we all think positive. Because that is what we've been told, that, oh, if you think positive, everything will be positive. But most of the time, we are thinking positive, but still feeling negative. Because that feeling is something that we are conditioned with. See, initially what happens is, as you think, your thoughts creates the moment you think a thought, your body produces a chemical in correspondence to the thoughts. And whatever chemicals are produced, you accordingly you feel. Suppose you are going through a stress, you produce cortisols, the chemical called cortisol, and then you are anxious, you are worrying, you are speculating the worst outcome, you are in a state of fear, you're in a survival mode, right? Now, what happens is, when you continue to live in this same emotional state, you think the same thoughts, which produces the same chemicals, which makes you feel the same thing, same emotions. Now you become wired into those emotions. You become hardwired into those emotions. Right? Now body becomes conditioned to those emotions. Remember, thoughts are the language of the brain, but feelings are the language of the body. The moment you feel, those feelings becomes the memory of your body. Our emotions are nothing but the memory of our past. And what stores these memories is our body. Our body is a memory bank of all these emotions. And then we become conditioned to an emotion. Right? Now we become conditioned to say stress. Now the body is addicted to stress, because the cycle of same thinking and feeling and thinking has conditioned our body to stress. Now we become a stress looking for a cause. Right? No matter how good the situation is outside, you will find one problem, one thing which is not going correct. And so that, like a laser focus, your eyes will go on this, because the body wants to feel, body is addicted to stress. It needs cortisol. It signals the brain to think a stressful thought, to worry about something, to speculate the worst outcome, so that the body produces the chemical called cortisol. The moment you think a stressful thought, now you are worried about your children. All of a sudden, you are worried about your business. All of a sudden, in the middle of the night, you wake up and you are stressed about, oh, what will happen tomorrow? And then the brain produces the chemical called cortisol. And now the body feels it. And now you're relaxed. Now this was because our body is addicted to the chemical. We talk about physical addictions, but actually the bigger problem is emotional addiction. In fact, the root cause of all physical addictions is emotional addiction. We become emotionally addicted to those chemicals. And now, initially what happened is, as we were in a journey of creation, the thoughts used to create the emotions. The thoughts used to determine our emotions. But as we start growing up, now research shows that 95% of whom we are by the age of 35 is the set of same memorized thoughts, behaviors, and actions that we have lived over and over again. And now our body knows better than our mind. We are conditioned to an emotion. That is what habit is. A habit is something where your body knows better than your mind. Because body feels. Our brain thinks, but the body feels. And now that feeling body has its own mind. Anything happens, the body just behaves. Let's do an experiment. All of you raise your hands like this. Take it to your chin. I said chin. So this is how our body is. Our body just behaves, right? We are on autopilot. We are on a default mode network. Actually, we are sleepwalking through life. We think we are awake. We think we are eyes open. We think we are seeing things, but actually we are conditioned to an emotion. And we see things, everything from the lens of our emotion, from the lens of our past, because our emotions are nothing but the record of the past. Somebody makes money in stock market. Somebody has made a lot of money in stock market. If you talk about stock market, he'll say, oh, wow, that's a great place to be in. That's a great place to invest your money. Now, he's saying from the lens of his own experience. Another person who lost a lot of money in stock market, if you talk to him about stock market, he said, oh my God, this is the place for all fraudsters, all cheaters. Stay away from there. So same thing, but everybody is seeing from the lens of their past, right? And this is how we live our life. So no matter how much you want to think positive, no matter how much you're trying to think positive, but you're feeling negative. No matter how much you're thinking abundance, but you're feeling lack. Because your current situation, there's a lack in current situation. You have a instead of bank balance, you have so much of debt to pay. Now, how can I may think positive, I may think abundant, but how can I deny my current reality? My body is conditioned to the feeling according to the current outside condition. My emotion is dependent on the outside condition. So even though I'm thinking positive, but I'm feeling negative, thinking abundant, but I'm feeling lack, thinking of a great relationship, but feeling hurt, feeling resentful. thinking of a good health, but feel broken inside, feel weak. How can I deny the illness in my body? So the problem is thoughts and emotions are in opposite direction. But how the law of attraction works? The thoughts send the signal out. But it is the feelings which draw the event back in our life. Right? Because thoughts carries an electric charge. Every thought carries an electric charge. But feelings carry a magnetic charge. So thought is only information. It is an information you are sending to the quantum field. It is what you want. It is the information of, oh, this is what I want. But, all right, but the quantum field says, show me that you deserve it. How do you deserve it? Through your emotions. If you're already feeling it, if your feeling is in correspondence to your thoughts, that becomes your vibration. Then, and the universe only plays the match game. It only matches your vibration. Oh, not your. This is the information. That is what you want. And this is what you're feeling, as if you already have it. Not only are thinking abundant, but you're also feeling abundant. Oh, let me match that in your life. Right? So thoughts, so it's like, if you're only thinking positive, then it's like trying to clap with one hand. How can you clap with one hand? It needs a combination of thoughts along with the corresponding emotions. And that is where magic happens. As simple as that. That is when miracles happen. Thoughts are Shiv and emotions are Shakti. The thoughts are the male part, but emotions is the female part. You need the combination of both to create what you want in your life. But the problem happened because everything started nicely. Everything started in a good way when we were born. Our thinking used to create the emotions. But over a period of time, in our innocence to survive life's offering, in our innocence to survive life's challenges or adversities, we became conditioned to an emotion, to emotions. And now those emotions sponsors the thoughts. Because over a period of time, we think equal to our emotions. You think differently when you're relaxed, when you're in love, when you're in a state of joy and inspiration. You think differently when you're panic, when you're in a flight and fight mode, when you're in a fear mode. Because you think equal to your emotions. For example, if you're walking in a jungle and a tiger, you should see a tiger and you see the tiger might attack you, you are now running. You're in a flight and fight mode. All you want is to save your life. And that is how we are designed that. At that time, the body produces the chemical called adrenaline. And all the adrenaline is trying to give you all the energy all the energy is transported to your hands and feet to protect you, so that you can run for an hour and still not get tired. Now, it was good when the tiger attacked you. Now imagine at that moment somebody asks you, and you are very narrow focused. All you want to see the road ahead and run. Right? Now at that moment somebody asks you, oh, what do you want to have for dinner tonight? You said, hell with the dinner. I will become the dinner of the tiger. All I need to save my life. So when you're in a survival mode, when you're flight and fight mode, when you're faced state of fear, you can't think creative. You are very narrow focused. Flight, fight, freeze, fleet. Now, at that moment, it was good. When the tiger was attacking you, that stress was good. It was a positive stress. If you would not have stressed about it, you would not have ran. But imagine living your whole life like this. Imagine living your whole life in a flight and fight mode. So sometimes stress is good in the short run. But in the long run, if you're living in a flight and fight mode, it completely knocks down your immunity. Then you are headed for a disease. It breaks down your tissues. Right? So friends, what is important is to how do we change our emotions? How do we change our emotional makeup? We all talk about the mental makeup, but what about the emotional makeup, which actually determines your mental makeup? That now that we are conditioned to those emotions, that drives our thoughts. So the key to mastery is not in your mind, but it is in your body. Because our body is the memory bank of these emotions. Right? It is your biology. Now your biology is your biography. Your biology determines your physics and chemistry. Chemistry is your biology sponsors the thoughts. Your emotions now sponsor the corresponding thoughts. And then you think that. And accordingly you produce the chemicals. And the body feels. So now your biology is determining your chemical. Now the combination of the thought and feelings changes your vibration. And that is the information you are broadcasting to the universe, to the quantum field. So that changes your physics. So friends, to create something, there are two ways of creation. You can wait for the outside condition to change your emotions. Or the inverse is equally true. You can change your emotions to change your outside condition. The choice is ours. But when we depend on the outside condition to change our emotion, we are always dependent. And we are always then living in the loop of that vicious cycle, living in the loop of karma. By the time you overcome one challenge, another challenge comes up. So the key to mastery is learning how to transform your emotions. And that's where meditation plays an important role. To directly transform your emotions. Because anyways, whatever you do in your life is for an emotional payoff. Anything that you do in your life is for an emotional payoff. Right? If I do this, then I'll be happy. If I buy a new car, then I'll be happy. If I go on a vacation, then I'll be happy. If I buy a new wardrobe, then I'll be happy. If I have this relationship, if I'm able to marry this girl, then I'll be happy. So everything that we do in our life is for an emotional payoff. Now, the problem has started when we started depending on outside for that emotional payoff. same emotional payoff which we are looking for the outside condition to give us, we can get the same emotional payoff independent of the outside condition. No matter what the outside condition is, you can get the same emotional payoff. So today, in the meditation which we are going to do, we are going to follow 5 steps of creation. It is very scientifically designed so that you are able to feel what you want to manifest in your life. So I'll tell you each step one by one. First step we'll do is brain coherence. Brain coherence is simple. How to put your brain into the state of coherence. How do we do that? With Anapansati, which we learned from Patri sir. What does Anapansati do? It helps us to drop our identity. It helps us to withdraw from the outside situation. Why are we feeling pain? Why are we feeling fear? Why are we feeling angry? Why are we feeling lack? Because we are connected to the outside condition. Because the outside reality is so. So it's obvious that I'll feel like that. But when we meditate, when we do Anapansati, when we become one with your breath, when we just observe our breath, we become nobody, nothing, nowhere, no place, no time. We drop our identity. The moment we drop our identity, all the resistance to existence drops away. All our negative emotions is some form of resistance to existence, some form of non-acceptance to what it is right now. And why resistance? Because of our identity. How can you talk to me like this? Oh, my business is going through the challenge. So, because of everywhere, there's your identity, right? There's an identity. This is my identity. Oh, I am Shreans Daga. And the resistance is coming because of my identity. Now, the moment I lose my identity, all the resistance goes away. And the best way to lose identity, which is taught by Buddha, which is taught by Patri sir, Anapansati, just when you observe your breath, your mind becomes empty. The moment mind becomes empty, all the problems disappear because there is no identity. No identity, no problems. That's what Lao Tzu said. Stop thinking and end your problems. But then not only the problem disappear, there's something when you become nobody, nothing. When you enter the state of emptiness, that is where the magic happens. You experience your consciousness. You experience your fullness. That fullness is pure love, pure joy, pure abundance, pure wholeness, pure healing. It is not that emptiness is not empty. That emptiness is not an empty experience. It is an experience of emptiness. In that emptiness is full of answers. When you connect to that, because then the moment the resistance drops, you connect to your source. And that source is your ultimate resource. It is the infinite resource of happiness. Then you realize, oh, the happiness that I was looking for outside to change, for something outside to change so that I feel happy. Oh, this was so easily available. This is already there within me. And the infinite source, that source is not It is not a limited source, it's an infinite source of happiness. And that happiness is without any reasons. You're feeling joy without any condition. The second step, what we do is brain coherence. Here, what do? We bring your attention to your heart center. This is the place of creation. Our feelings is what creates our life. So wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. So when you bring your attention to your heart, and as if you're breathing from your heart, you awaken your heart. What happens is, when you observe your feelings, slowly, you see that your feeling is getting transformed. I'll tell you to feel grateful of what you have in your life. Because gratitude is a most easiest and a simple form and a powerful form to transform yourself emotionally. Right? No matter how challenging the situation is, there's always something that we can be grateful for. The fact that we are alive itself is a good reason enough to be grateful about. And when you feel grateful, our body releases a powerful chemical, dopamine and serotonin. Those are the happy chemicals. And when you feel grateful, it instantly changes your vibration. Now you're in a right emotional state. That's why a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. When you feel grateful for what you have in your life, the universe will give you more of that you can be grateful about. So in the second step, we use gratitude as a tool to further transform ourselves emotionally. Brain coherence was great to drop identity, to drop resistance. And then gratitude gives further momentum to a positive emotional state. When you feel grateful, you are not feeling lack. You can't feel grateful and lack at the same time. Because the emotional signature of gratitude is abundance. If you want more abundance in your life, feel more grateful of what you have. Gratitude and abundance has the same emotional signature. Then the second step in the brain heart coherence we also practice is acceptance of the present moment. No matter what your situation is, we created our own reality. When we know that I have created this reality, so all it needs is your acceptance. Anything that you accept fully will take you into peace. When you accept it, you also empower yourself. The emotional signature of acceptance is empowerment. Because when you accept that you have created this reality, that means you also empower yourself that if I have created this, I also have the power to change my new reality, to create my new reality, because I created. I am the creator. When you accept, you acknowledge yourself as a powerful co-creator. When you acknowledge yourself as a powerful co-creator, that is when your life becomes full of coincidences, synchronicities, serendipities. There are no coincidences. We are co-creating incidences. When your thoughts and your emotions are in alignment, then all the cooperative components of the universe come together to match your vibration. And that is when manifestation happens. And then we call it, oh, you are lucky. You're not lucky. Manifestation is luck. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Opportunity is everywhere. But are we preparing ourselves? Opportunities are all around us. Infinite, unbound opportunities. But it needs your preparation. And that's why I tell opportunity lies in a man, not in a job. Because it needs your mental preparation, your emotional preparation, your vibrational preparation. The truth is, your vibration always precedes manifestation. No manifestation happen out of nowhere. First, you change your vibration, and according to your vibration, the manifestation happens. So when you're thinking, when you're just thinking, you're in the asking mode. But when you're feeling, then you're in the receiving mode. So that's why we do second step to have the right emotional framework, to create a right emotional framework. So first is gratitude. Second in the second step, what you practice is acceptance of the present moment. Third step we practice is also here is appreciation. Now, appreciation of everything around us. If you want abundance, appreciate people who are abundant in their life. Now, the vibration that you are offering to the universe do not know that the vibration that you're offering is because of your personal life, because of appreciation of somebody else outside, because you're thinking about your past and being grateful about, or speculating some future and then you are grateful about. The universe doesn't care about the reason. All it knows is your vibration and it matches it. So you don't need to change your personal reality to change your vibration. You can be appreciative about the people around you. In 2003, I remember when Patri sir told me that this is the pyramid that we have to build, and I want you to take this responsibility to take the leadership role in building this pyramid at Pyramid Valley, Bangalore. My business was going through challenges and I did not have enough money. But the vision was there that we want to build Asia's largest pyramid for meditation. And we want to build like a monument. So what I started doing is I started going to different spiritual centers, different meditation centers. I went to Egypt to see that pyramid. Now what happens is, and when I started going to different spiritual systems, that started changing my vibration. Oh, this is so good in this center. This is so good in the center. When we build a Pyramid Valley, we will do this in our center. When we will do this in the center. I went to the Osho ashram to see the pyramid there in Pune. So what happened is that changed my vibration. Now the universe do not know that that vibration that you're offering is only because you're seeing something outside, or that is your present reality. All it knows that it is your vibration. Now all of a sudden my business started doing good. It started making windfall profit. Some business I did, I thought, I'll make 10 lakhs. Now I made 1 crore. And then you know that it is not your intelligence. It is the universe which is operating, which is given you something for that reason. For a cause. For a purpose. And you are meant to protect your purpose. You are meant to protect our purpose. When you protect your purpose protects you. So that's what happened. So appreciation is a powerful tool to change your vibration. You don't need to wait for your abundance to come in to feel abundant. You can be abundant about others. Appreciate about your neighbors, about your family members who are doing good, about some unknown person, but maybe you can take inspiration from Elon Musk, or Ambani's. And the more intensely you feel appreciation, the more intensely you feel gratitude, the more powerful is your vibration. The more strongly you leave the imprint on the quantum field, the stronger is the imprint on the quantum field. And the faster it manifests. The faster you collapse the waves of possibilities into matter. Quantum field is full of possibilities, full of potential. Because it is the same quantum field which created the moons and the stars and the planets and the earth and the human beings and animal beings and the plant beings. So something which has created so much, does that has a potential to create your house? Does that has a potential to create your health? Does that has a potential to manifest your relationship? Of course. It is nothing. It is nothing for the quantum field. For us as a personalized, as a localized human being, as an identity, oh, it's so big. But for the quantum field is nothing. And what is it asking you to give? All it is asking you to offer the right vibration. It is waiting for you to match. It is waiting to match that vibration. It is equally, the moment you thought of the thought, and the moment the information was impregnated in the quantum field, it is waiting to offer the right vibration so that I can manifest for you. It is the joy. It is not a pain for the quantum field. It is a joy for the quantum field to manifest that for you. Because if through you, it gets the opportunity to express itself. You give the opportunity to express the opportunity to the quantum field to express itself. And all the quantum field, the very nature of the quantum field is to express itself. But unless the environment is congenial, unless you are able to offer the right vibration, it cannot manifest itself. So you take one step, the quantum field takes 9 steps. And it rejoices in the creation. So the second step we follow first is gratitude in heart coherence, appreciation. Third is acceptance of the present moment. And fourth is, important thing is content. Being satisfied by what it is. Suppose you have 1 crore and you want 10 crores. Now there could be feeling is, oh, I have only 1 crore. I want 10 crores. I am feeling the lack of 9 crores. That's why I want 10 crores. So if you're feeling lack, you will create more of lack in your life. Your vibration is of lack. But you can give another offer. Same thing, you want 10 crores. You say, oh, I'm so content. I'm so happy for 1 crore. I'm thankful for 1 crore. I'm satisfied with 1 crore. But it would be exciting if I can manifest 10 crores. Because it will give me more freedom of choice. It will give me more freedom. It will give me more freedom to do something more better in the world. So, one is coming from the lack, and one is satisfied by what is, but excited for more. There's a big difference. There's a huge difference. See, manifestation is a double-edged sword. If you're manifesting from lack, you'll create more lack. No matter what you wanted it. But your vibration was of lack. And the universe will match the vibration. So don't manifest. Don't. That's why we do the first 2 steps. so that you're in a right emotional framework, so that you have a right momentum. Now that we have done the first two steps, now we have a right emotional momentum. Now we are in a momentum to feel what we want to manifest in our life. Now in the third step, you can feel what you want to manifest in your life. Suppose you want a great job. Then you can feel, oh, what would you feel if you got the great job? Suppose this is the job I want, which will give me money than what I am earning today or more, which will give me the freedom to work from anywhere in the world, which will give me, which I'll be grateful about because this is a job which I love. So I will love what I do. So these are the emotional payoff that I want if I want my dream job. So don't just think of your job, but actually feel it as if it has already happened. Feel it as if already happened. You don't have to wait for it to happen. Because in the quantum field, everything is in the present moment. Everything is now. So when you visualize what you want in your life, two things happen. One is you visualize what you want, so your attention goes to what you want in your life. And when you visualize, you also do visualize what you do not want. Most of the times, our attention is what we do not want in our life. Because things that troubles us occupies most of our mental space. And we keep worrying about it. Worry is a prayer for manifesting what you do not want. Because when you worry, you are speculating the worst outcome. So wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. And when you're speculating, you're giving your energy to the worst outcome, you increase the probability of that happening into your life. But when you creatively visualize what you want in your life, you are reprogramming your brain. You are familiarizing your brain as if that event has already happened. Now, your brain does not know the difference whether you are imagining it or whether it is actually happening, whether it is actually happening in your life. For the brain, it produces the same chemical as if it's already happened. It creates the same vibration as if it's already happened. Many times we dream, we see a bad dream and we get up panicked and we know we are sweating. Our whole body is shivering. So your body behaved, so even though it was a dream, but your brain does not know whether it was dreaming or it was an actual experience. Your body followed it. Your body behaved as if it was actual. You produce the same chemical as if it was actual. So creative visualization is dreaming your dream life. By intentionally dreaming your dreams. Intentionally directing your thoughts to create what you want in your life as if it's already happened. And we don't say, oh, it will happen. We see it as if it has already happened, as if we are seeing the end of the movie, the happy end of the movie. And we feel it as if it's already happened. Right? So that's why we visualize what we want in our life. And we feel it, visualization and emotionalization. Feeling a state produces that state. When you imagine it, imaginal acts become facts. And that is the power we have. That is what differentiates us between human beings and animal beings. That we have the power to imagine. They can't imagine. Animals can't imagine. But we have the power to imagine. But our power to imagine has slowly beaten down by life experiences. As a child, we were so imaginative. But as we started growing up, we were taught seeing is believing. Only what you see is real. So we thought, oh, seeing is believing. But the truth is, if you believe it, you will see it. So we imagine and we emotionalize. We feel it fully as if it already happened. And that completely changes the vibration. Now we visualize what we want in our life. How and when is none of our business. How it will happen and when it will happen is none of our business. That is when we go to the fourth step. Fourth step is surrender. We surrender to the quantum field. We surrender to the higher mind. We surrender to the universal intelligence, to the cosmic intelligence. It knows better than you. If you decide that, oh, I want it and I want it this way, that way, then you are in the way. You become the obstacle to your manifestation. Because what you want can come into multiple ways, into many things, many ways. And the universe knows many ways. You may not know it because we are conditioned by our thinking. We are conditioned by our identity. We are conditioned by the current situation. But the universe is not conditioned. We are very narrow focused, but the universe is seeing it from the cosmic eye. It knows very well how can I make this happen in the shortest possible time, in the most easiest way. We find the hard way because we've been told no pain, no gain. Hard way is the way to hard work, is the way to success. That is what our conditioning is. Money does not grow on trees. That is our conditioning is. But the universe, everything is easy. Universe works with ease. This is what we see in nature. The grass do not try to grow, it just grows. Birds do not try to fly, they just fly. Fish don't try to swim, they just swim. In universe, everything is at ease. The quantum field is at ease. So it is not your job to manifest. You delegate to your best manager, to the best manager, which is the universe, to the quantum field. If you want your job work done, and if you know that your manager knows much better than you, what do? You want to do it yourself or you will delegate to your manager? When you know that my manager knows, the quantum field is the best manager you can get in the universe. The best manager that ever was, that ever is, that ever will be. The most efficient, sincere manager. So you delegate to the best manager. It is not your job to create. It is only your job to offer the right vibration. We get obsessed by physical manifestation. But that's what I tell everyone. Leave your obsession with physical manifestation. Be obsessed with emotional manifestation. If you're emotionally manifested, your job is done. Done. That's it. Just emotionally manifest and maintain that vibration. Sustain that vibration. And that is all you need to do. Your only job is to now maintain that vibration. And then the universe, which has been carefully watching your vibration, which is observing your vibration, which is absorbing your vibration, will make that happen for you. And when you surrender, when we leave it to the universe, the manifestation will always be surprise in wonderment. That's what magic is. Magic is always surprise and wonderment. So drop your logic and surrender to the quantum field. Let that manifest for you. Logic does not produce magic. That is how when miracles becomes normal. You'll say, oh, this is you know something, there's a miracle which happened in my life. But when you follow this law, when you are only focused on emotional manifestation and not be obsessed with physical manifestation, the universe, which knows you much better than you, gives you at ease, and then you call it miracle. But when you do it again and again, those miracles becomes normal. Initially, it was surprise, it was wonderment, but now you become so good at it, you don't even think. You think, oh, this is life is like this. Miracles are normal. I was coming to recently. I took a flight from Dubai to New York, and New York. Imagine 2 days before the flight, I wanted to meet one lady, Shamini Jain. She runs a consciousness and healing initiative, and she's a neuroscientist, and she's making one documentary. So she wanted me to be the part of the documentary. And I had only one day in New York, and I needed to be back in Boston. And I was wondering, within one day, I had to meet my in-laws and a lot of other things to do. And I have to meet her also. And she wanted me to meet her director also. And how will that happen, you know? So I thought maybe I'll tell her no. When I reach New York, probably I'll tell her, oh, I'll plan it next time. And it won't be possible this time. And in the flight, in the Dubai, when I went to the business class lounge, I've never met her. I've always been with her on the Zoom call. I met her in Dubai in the business class lounge. Right? And then we were in the same flight together all the way. We chatted at long, and from the flight, she messaged her director. And the moment I landed, I finished our meeting, and the director, I was going to New Jersey, and she lives 10 minutes away from my in-laws' house, and she picked me up, and we did the shoot. See, universe is a plan. We think we can plan. Universe has a better plan. And the director said, if you would not have done this week, this shooting, I could not have added you in this movie at all. Because you're the last person I'm adding in this movie. My challenge is how many people, how do I cut other people, and here I'm adding you. I don't know why I'm doing this. And I told Shamini no, but now that I met you and I've done this shooting, I know I want to add this. So this is how universe works. Because even though my thought was something else, my thought was limited thinking, you know, how we think limited. But the vibration was nice. But the vibration was of something which universe caught the vibration and say, oh, I'll match it. Doesn't matter. So the universe has a plan, and it knows better than you. But you and me, and we're all obsessed by physical manifestation. Leave it to the universe. You and I are at absolute best when we get out of the way. So first step is surrender. And then we go to the last step. Fifth step is gratitude. So so third and fourth step is a very delicate balance between intention and surrender. While we intend what we want, while we emotionalize what we want, but we surrender to the higher power. And then the fifth step is we end again by gratitude. Now here the gratitude is in a different way. Fifth step is as if it has already happened. Whatever we wanted to create in our life, as if it has already happened, and we are grateful for that. In the second step, we are grateful for what we already have in our life. In the fifth step, we are grateful for what we wanted in our life, and as if it has already happened. It's like a handshake. When do you say thank you? When something you already got something what you wanted, and then you say, oh, thank you. So here we are saying thank you to the universe, as if it has already happened. And that is how you strengthen, you again enhance your vibration. The universe say, oh, it has already happened. So I have no choice but to create it. Right? So how it will happen and when it will happen is none of your business. Many times we did one manifestation and then we keep waiting. Oh, it has not happened, it has not happened. And in that, and we lose our patience. We lose our trust, we lose our faith, and then again we lose our vibration. And the universe, which has been watching you, by the time it gathers all the cooperative companies, start bringing that to you. By the time it gets it to you, the vibration has changed. And it says, oh, sorry, wrong order. Let me match something as per your now new vibration. Actually, true manifestation happens, or instant manifestation happens, when you will stop thinking about what you wanted to create. When it is no more in your thought, when it will happen is no more in your thought. Because when you're feeling so whole, because you have emotionalized it anyways. Anyways, what you want is for an emotional payoff. And you have felt that emotional payoff even before it has happened. Now, how do you even care whether it will happen or not? When you stop caring of what you wanted in your life, then that is when the magic happens. Because you feel it so well, you feel it so fully. In fact, now all you want is to give. Many times I start I sit into meditation with the intention of manifesting what I want. By the time I come to the third step, I'm feeling so whole. I'm feeling so much of love and oneness and joy. Now all I want is to give. I don't want anything from the universe. Because how can you want when you feel so whole? When your cup is overflowing, all you want is to give. Earlier, I wanted from the ego. Oh, my ego tells me, my identity tells me, oh, I want this. Now my consciousness tells me, all you want is to give. The intention, even if I want to intention, the intention is different. Oh, how do I make my app better? How do I reach out to more people? How can this meditation help more people? The intention changes. Earlier it was of wanting, what can I get? Now it is, what can I give? That giving feels more fulfilling. Because eventually it is the joy we are doing for the emotional payoff. Now the fulfillment, the more fulfillment comes from giving. So many times we are obsessed with success. But what if there's no fulfillment? Success without fulfillment is an ultimate failure. But if you do small things, simple things, but it makes you feel fulfilling, that is success. And that changes your vibration. Furthermore, and that creates more momentum. So friends, this is the 5 steps.
Yeah, yeah, oh.